Welcome back. That was the Know Your Sport segment that featured on beach handball. And remember, you can interact with us at KBC Channel 1 at AMFA A, or, ask questions. One question that came through from Moses Bill was, how do you control injuries in a game of rugby? Moses Bill, that question will be passed over to Brian, and we will let you know before the end of the show how to control injuries in a game of rugby. He's already been informed, and he will, write up something, and we will give you, the result. Thank you very much, Moses Bill, for that question. Watching then, as mentioned earlier on, we have a special sport that is coming up, being hosted by Kenya for the first time. This is coming into the country at a time that Kenya has proven to be one of the best in the world, and we ensure that we host and accommodate everyone in society. And in so doing, we will have the Africa Deaf Athletics Championships coming up in Kenya from the 16th to the 22nd of September. And at this point, I'll just introduce the team with me in studio to help us, unpack the readiness that Kenya has in terms of hosting this. I will be engaging the team with me to find out how many teams from Africa have confirmed participation, and are we all set for the championships that will be starting from the 16th to the 22nd. I will first of all take the opportunity to introduce Mr. Joseph Kimathi, who will be the interpreter in this to help us so that we all understand everything that they are, the team with us in studio is passing in terms of welcoming us, and also ensuring that Kenya is set to host this. First and foremost, we are joined by the CEO of the local organizing committee, Africa Deaf Athletics Championships, that will be held in Kenya again from the 16th to the 22nd of September. She is the CEO of the local organizing committee, Youth Sports Commissioner, International Committee of the Sports of the Deaf, that is ICSD, and also Women's Sports Commissioner, Confederation of Africa Deaf Sports, sports, that is CADS. I'll start by introducing Mrs. or Madam Miriam Opondo, who is the CEO of the local organizing committee. Welcome to the studio, Madam Opondo.
Thank you.
Well, next to Madam Opondo, we have Mr. Bernard Banja. Bernard is the Secretary, Secretary Athletics, Deaf Athletics of Kenya. He is the man ensuring that everything runs as per script. Very, very strong in terms of ensuring that all is set. Team Kenya is ready, and also supporting the local organizing committee from a Kenyan point to ensure that the event runs well. Mr. Bernard Banja, welcome to the studio as well.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we first start by asking, I'll first start by asking Miriam. Miriam, how set are we for these, championships that are coming to Kenya for the first time from the 16th of September to the 22nd of September? Is it set? Are all systems go? Or we still have one or two that we are still putting together?
Thank you for the question. From my perspective, Kenya is ready. First, I would like to say thank you to the government of Kenya, because through the Ministry of Sport, they have given us support, they have approved the budget, and everything we see, preparation are well. Recently, we have appointment of local organizing committee to prepare for this event, and I believe everything is ready. We are ready to host. We are ready for Africa. Recently, we did inspection through International Visitors, Confederation of Deaf Sports. They came, they inspected the stadium. They approved it is the best. We went to the hotels that the team will be sleeping, and we found they are the best. And now they are flying back. We are ready for this event. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Miriam, for giving us an update from a Kenyan point of view in terms of preparedness and in terms of getting ready. Mr. Bernard Banja, at this point, probably just, to ask us the Secretary General, Kenya Deaf Athletics, how ready is Team Kenya?
Okay, thank you. Our team are ready because last month we had national trials championship supported by Safaricom. We selected a team, a total of 59. And now we have 30 men and then 28 women, making it a total of 59. And we have officials around 15. I see everything is going on well. We expect the best. We get many medals because Kenya, we need to get many medals because we are not worried about performance because we know we are ready.
Thank you, Bernard. And still with you, Bernard, you've clearly put it that we expect many medals. Kenya is known to be an athletic nation. Is this putting pressure on you and your team to deliver the many gold medals because Kenya is always known to be an athletic nation?
Okay. For example, when we formed DAC in 2011, the team has improved. From that 2012 One Championship in Canada, Kenya performed well. We brought 13 medals. Then we went to 2013 Deaf Olympics in Sofia. We brought 16 medals. And then 2016 One Championship again in Bulgaria. Kenya brought 7 medals. Then 2017 Deaf Olympics, we brought 18 medals. That means Kenya is strong. We will do well. We have no doubt.
Wow, wow. Kenya always strong in athletics, and clearly looking at the number of medals that Kenya has delivered, then there is no doubt that it will be, a good one for Kenya. But Bernard, now that we are hosting, does this come with extra pressure, or the athletes will be like, since we are hosting, let's go out there, have fun, and just deliver the goods? Will there be pressure as hosts?
Normally, pressure will be there. Like now, we have not started the training camp. We hope by Monday we start the training camp. If we start the training camp late, this affects our performance. And now the team, the number is big because now the field event, the javelin, other things, they need to be trained. For the long distance, we don't have a worry. But now the discipline, the field event, we don't have experience in that. That's where my worry comes. But now I hope we have a good performance.
Thank you very much, Bernard. We appreciate the update, and of course, looking forward to a very good performance by Team Kenya. Probably now to ask Miriam, we are now, like mentioned earlier on, you mentioned Kenya is set and everything is in place. You mind letting us know where the venues of the championships will be, and if Kenyans want to come in and support the team, are they welcome? What are the modalities? What do we need to do in terms of getting Team Kenya ready in terms of going out there to support? Are the venues ready, and where is the venue?
Thank you. We are hosting the first Deaf Athletic Championship in Kasarani, the home of heroes.
Kasarani, well, is it just a normal athletics, as in just running, or will have other games like javelin, shot put, will it be like we see with the normal athletic championships where apart from running there are other events happening as well?
We have everything. We have marathon, 10,000, 5,000, javelin, hammer, high jump, everything. Every field event will be there.
I mean, a very good update from that point of view. Let me ask by, just looking forward to the preparations by the local organizing committee. Is it done by the African countries, or how are we getting ready in terms of funds for this? Is the government supporting this, or it's just, Deaf Athletics Africa body that is coming in to support the championship?
Thank you. The government of Kenya, through the Ministry of Sport, is supporting us with a budget of 47 million for this event. Before, we applied for 80 million, but it was reduced to 47 million. That means we got everything from the ministry, and we are really happy for that support. We are still asking as a corporate body to come on board and support us. But now, by bad luck, corporate bodies, it's only Safaricom that has shown interest. The other corporate bodies, they have not shown interest. But this time, it is not a good time. Safaricom also sent apologies, saying that they will partner in future. But we are working only through the support that we have gotten for the government.
Thank you very much for that quick update, and we must appreciate the Kenyan government for all the support towards the Africa Deaf Athletic Championships. Very, very well indeed. Let me ask Miriam still, how many countries are we looking forward to taking part? And are there some countries that have already confirmed the participation in the event? And if yes, when are they starting to arrive?
Thank you. I can say, if I can say all Africa countries to come. But now, Africa government, they are not showing support to the deaf sports. Countries, we have different federations. There are more, we have 17 countries that have registered. But out of 17 countries, 10 have confirmed. The only problem that we have, Africa government, they support the deaf sport through Paralympics. That which I see it's wrong. Every time Paralympics get money, they own to themselves. They don't support the deaf sport. So I'm proud of Kenya, our country, South Africa, and Nigeria. Those three countries in Africa, the only that are dependent for the deaf sport. They give the deaf sport direct. So we have Deaf Olympics for the hearing. We have Olympics, Deaf Olympics, then we have Paralympics. Then we have Special Olympics. There is a difference between them. They are all under IOC, and they are all equal. That means when you support Deaf Olympics, you are supporting direct the deaf people. When you support Paralympics, you are supporting the physical and the blind and those under Paralympics. When you support Special Olympics, you are supporting those with the challenges of the mentally challenge. But now when you put deaf under Paralympics, it will be very hard. They cannot be able given the same opportunity. So we need to have one championship for the deaf. Historically, Deaf Olympics, only 3 countries participate for the Deaf Olympics. The 3 countries are Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria. Other countries, we are not seeing them because now they are all under Paralympics.
Wow. Very well put there in terms of separating, Special Olympics, Paralympics, and of course, Deaf Olympics. Well put there by Miriam Opondo. I was about to ask her where Agnes, falls in, but she's clearly separated the two, and we really appreciate her. Remember, you are watching KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner, and we always endeavor to let you know what's happening in and around, from from the sporting point of view. As we speak, we have our reporters across the country, some of them ready to just update us of what's happening. At the moment, we have Maxwell Wasike standing by at Kasarani to bring us up to speed with the police Interpol games that have been happening at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. Well, we are still talking about Africa Deaf Athletics Championships coming up on the 16th to the 22nd of September this year, which is just a few days to come. And Miriam Opondo, who is the CEO of the local organizing committee, has updated us of the level of preparedness. Mr. Bernard Banja also letting us know that Team Kenya is all set as the Secretary General of Deaf Athletics Kenya. It looks like it's all set. Let me engage Miriam to find out at this point. Miriam, we are talking about athletics, and you've confirmed, hoping that the entire Africa comes, but many African countries confirmed and are coming into this. Are we getting any support from Athletics Kenya in terms of, giving you support for this event, or you've decided, to go as Deaf Olympics, Deaf Athletics, to go all out and ensure that the event is a success?
Thank you for the question. Deaf Athletic Championship, we will ask support from AK, technical support, because they are very good at it to make this event succeed. For training of technical support, field things, coaching, the deaf have not been trained. So that's why we always involve the hearing people to come and give us expertise where we are lacking. So we hope in future we can have deaf being trained in the technical areas, so that when we have an event, we can judge for ourselves and make the event successful. So we partner together with AK. Thank you.
Well put there in terms of technical support, and really hoping that in future, their coaches, deaf coaches, can also go out there, be trained so that they have more technical support in this. Mr. Bernard, earlier on you mentioned, you're not worried from the long distance races for Kenya's, expertise in terms of winning this. There was a concern probably from the field events. What are we doing as Deaf Athletics Kenya in order to make sure that Kenya is not just known for long, middle and long distance, but also from the field events Kenya gets to be a strong nation? Is there something we are working on as a team to ensure that in future, starting with these championships, we don't have much problems?
Okay. We need to look, when we compare the sprint, deaf never participate in long, we participate, always participate in long distance, not sprint. But when we formed Deaf Athletic Association of Kenya, Berry was the first to participate in sprint and 200 meters and got gold medal. So as we continue, we need to focus on the field event. In 2017, we took javelin. The performance was average. But now, we hope as we host this African Championship, we can do everything, because now it is our home. We need to involve every discipline. So to get the athlete the exposure they need. So we need to have the coaches so that our athletes are not disciplined or given a penalties. So we need to have coaches who can come and give the skills to the athlete. When we start the training camp, we call the coaches from AK to come and train our athletes.
Well put in, and I mean, this is a discussion that can be taken off, but like Bernard puts it, there is light at the end of the tunnel in terms of Kenya not only becoming a powerhouse in the middle and long distance running, but also from the field events, mentioning javelin, discus, shot put, and stuff. It can be done, and many are looking forward. Miriam, as we look at these games, it's only days away, and you're looking forward to a very good championships. Will the gates be open for the public to come in and cheer the teams, or will there be gate charges for those who would want to be part of this championship?
Thank you. This is the first games in Kenya for the deaf, first in Africa. We want people to come and cheer us, to fill the stadium, to cheer the deaf. So the gate will be open, free entry. People are free to come. If we charge, nobody will come. So it is our own people to come and cheer our team Kenya. It is free. Come and see the different athletes who are deaf, how they compete, how they sign, how they are starting the race. Like now, for the deaf, for the athlete, it's the gun. But for the deaf, we don't use the gun. We use the starlight or flashlight with different colors. So they know when it's red, green, yellow. So it's not the gun. So come and get a different experience from the one that you have learned different between the deaf and the hearing and the, yeah. So as we use sign language in our competitions.
Miriam, it's like you knew the question I was going to ask next, because you know, I was just about to ask what are some of the rules in this? I mean, how do you start off when there is a false start? How do you call back the athlete? I mean, what are those technicalities that for those who will be coming will come to see? Because the way you've put it, even me now, I would be inspired to come and also be part of this, just to, you know, to cheer and see how, you know, you organize and how athletics is done from a deaf athletics point of view. Well, now, let me ask, are you looking forward to having this event annually every year, or you've said this is the first time? What's the plan from an Africa Deaf Athletics Championship point of view? Are we likely to have the same happening next year, or it is something that will be deliberated on who will be the host for the next edition and how many years it will be coming up within a span of, say, like Olympics, we know it's after every 4 years, you know, all African Games the same. What is the plan? Is it going to be an annual event?
Thank you. Africa Deaf Athletic Championship, it will be happening after every 3 years. Deaf Olympics is 4 years. Africa Championship, 3 years. And then we have championship after 4 years. So next, CAD will decide who will host. We'll send a bid so that countries that are interested can bid. Then the country that wins the bid will host the event. But for now, Nigeria will host football in the month of November. Kenya is hosting athletics. So maybe next time, Algeria or Botswana or other will host basketball.
Well put, and we are hoping and looking forward to a very, you know, successful championship that would raise the bar to the other countries that would be planning to bid, because if we set it higher, everyone would be like, why not Kenya again to host the championship? It can be done, and with the confidence you have, then clearly it will be done, and we are looking forward to it. And we will be there to, you know, to cheer Team Kenya and also see how it's done. You've mentioned, you know, deaf football that Nigeria is hosting. How, you know, does the referee handle this? Because there are no whistles.
For the football, we don't use the whistle. We use the flag, red and yellow. Yeah. So for the deaf, they use the eyes. Their eyes, they are the one they use to hear. Their eyes are for speaking. We speak through our hands.
Well put, well put, well put. I mean, looking forward to a very interesting championship, you know, that's coming up. Bernard, as the Secretary General of, you know, Deaf Athletics Kenya, we are looking at a situation where deaf athletics seem to be gaining momentum and gaining popularity for Kenya to host the Africa Deaf Championships for the first time. How do we go after this in terms of popularizing this to also encourage others, to come up and be part of this, because there are those who hide, but they do not want to be, to come out and be part of this. How are you reaching out to them so that everybody embraces this, and by the end of the day, we live in the community as brothers and sisters?
It is important we get the more athletes from the grassroots. Their parents, they are deaf, they have skills, but after skills, they are worried where their children will go. Through the grassroots, 47 counties, we formed a county athletic association. We have events there. They have their regional games, so that when we have all the regional games, then we come to the national trials. So through the media, for example, we feel disappointed when 2017, we went to the Deaf Olympics and we came back. We earned so many medals, but the media was not there to cover our event. So the media always look at the Olympic team or the hearing. They forget us. So through the media is when people get that awareness. But now, if you don't have the media, we have KBC only covering. We have so many private media stations. Please, we don't have confidence with you, because now when you have our event, you don't come and cover. We see like it's an attitude. We need to earn the numbers, so that the key thing is to have the media come and cover us.
Well put. The challenge is well put, and I mean, we also need to play our part in terms of being part to encourage others to come out and also to be part of this, championship, and spread the word and let others come. And when you come back with so many medals, we need to shout about it so that you inspire others to also come out and be part of the championship. Still with you, Bernard. There is always, now that you've mentioned at times you are set aside, you are put aside and not much is mentioned about you. There's always the ceremonial, the ceremonial event where the national flag is handed over to you so that you go in as a blessing to go for the games. Is that in the pipeline in terms of receiving the national flag, getting ready for the championship?
We went to State House when Kibaki was in president, and then we went, 2017, we went to the State House to get the flag. But after Olympics, we didn't return the flag to the president. We are still waiting. Like now, African Championship, maybe we go, when the president invites us, we go to receive the flag and also return the flag for 2017. So we were given flag to go with it, but now we have kept it for those 3 years. So maybe president, when he invites us, we give him the flag and then he give us back to us.
Well, the president is so supportive for sports, very, very supportive, and we believe that if the door is knocked and, a case is put, then definitely, through the Ministry of Sports, something will happen in terms of getting the blessings from the relevant, parties. But one thing for sure is the president has always been very, very supportive for the national teams, and this is one championship that every Kenyan would want to be part of. Miriam, you are the Youth Sports Commissioner, International Committee of Sports of the Deaf. How do you handle this to ensure that you connect not just the Kenyan and the regional teams, but also the international community? Because you are the Sports Commissioner for, International Committee of Sports of the Deaf.
Thank you. Recently, one year, I was appointed International Youth Commissioner The challenge has been for the Deaf Olympics, we have age limit. Deaf under 15, they are not allowed to enter the Olympics. Many times, for example, when we do the national trials, many deaf people come from school. They perform well. They are good athletes in football also, netball. But now, because of age limit for the Deaf Olympics, they are left aside. Later, the international committee saw that is not good, it's not fair. We started encouraging the deaf youth also to enjoy the sport. That's when we formed the youth sport for the youth. For the first time, World Youth Games will be in 2023. It will happen for the first time. So the countries are not started bidding, but I'm looking at it. I would like to bid, Kenya to bid. I want to bring most games home.
You seem to be so optimistic and looking forward to all these championships. I mean, very good way to always look at things. Remember, we are discussing about the Africa Deaf Athletic Championships, Deaf Athletics Championships coming up on the 16th to the 22nd of September. We have with us Miriam Opondo, who is the CEO of the local organizing committee, and also Bernard Banja, who is the Secretary General Deaf Athletics Kenya, and not forgetting Joseph Kimathi, who is the interpreter, to just appraise us of how ready Kenya is in terms of looking at these championships and all set it looks like. And from what we are seeing or what we are hearing is that all is set, and Miriam and team and Bernard here are looking forward to a very good championships come the moment that this happens. Miriam, when are the teams starting to arrive in the country in terms of getting ready if the championships is starting on the 16th?
Thank you. Most team will arrive on 13 because they want to acclimatize with the climate, rest, acclimatize with the weather of Kenya, so they will arrive on 13th.
Well, do we have any technical meetings in terms of getting ready for the championships by the, Africa Deaf body? Is there a clinic, technical one, as that all the team managers will attend, or all that is set, and once they arrive on the 13th, it's every country for themselves in terms of getting ready for, the championship?
Thank you. Kenya, as the host, we have the technical meeting. So when the country arrive, we have a language barrier, variation. Most they are speaking French. A few are speaking English. So when the sign language is not universal, they speak, but when it comes to signing, also the interpreters, there are some that don't know English. So we have different languages, and we need to make sure their language is taken care of. We need to have people who know French, English, so that they can be able to translate. We also have some few sign language interpreters who know international sign language, will help. It's a good thing. It is happening the time when we have International Deaf Awareness Week. So that means we are proud of it. UN ratified sign language as international language as it is there. So we also recognize, our constitution also recognizes sign language as a language. So we shall have the meeting, we shall have anti-doping meeting, we shall also have audiology for if you are deaf, to be checked if you are deaf or hearing, your level of hearing. So that audiology, so they will come and do the test to see if you can participate, because now a hearing person can come and hide and participate, but through the check, you'll be found out.
Wow, very well put.
Also, we have people like with ambulance, they come and be trained on how to handle the deaf people.
Thank you very much. In the interest of time, I need to wind up this, but probably if I gave you 20 seconds, what would your parting shot be as the CEO of the local organizing committee in 20 seconds?
Thank you. I could like to encourage all, please come, watch, cheer our teams. People don't know about deaf, but when you hear deaf, they wonder, they can run, they can play football, they can play basketball. This is the time, this is the moment. We have the game at home. Come and watch us. Come, don't speak there without coming and see. Come and see what we can do. Thank you, the government of Kenya, the president, deputy president, for supporting the deaf community, for the support. Kenya is the only country that gets support for the deaf. The other countries, mostly in Africa, they are not supporting, but I really thank our government for the support they have given us. Deaf people are coming in bigger number. So encourage the deaf people to come and see. Also, corporate bodies, next time, please come on board, show that you can support the deaf of sport, because now, when Rudisha wins gold medal, and also our deaf person Kibai wins a gold medal, they are all equal, they are the same. Our Kenyan flag is raised up the same way. Also, corporate bodies come and support the deaf. You are supporting AK, well, not Deaf Athletic Association of Kenya Sport. So we are asking corporate bodies, media, kindly come on board, support us, so that when we go to represent our countries, when we arrive to the country, we are not arriving like Jesus. Yeah? We are like arriving like Jesus. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Well put. In the interest of time, I'll cut it at that. Bernard Banja, Secretary General, Deaf Athletics Kenya. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time. Miriam Opondo, CEO, Local Organizing Commission. We appreciate your time being with us this afternoon. Joseph Kimathi, the interpreter as well. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best in the African Deaf Athletics Championship, and we will be there, to cover the games and also just, let Kenyans know what's happening. At this point, I want to say thank you very much on behalf of everyone who's been behind this, the transmission controller, the director, the producer, the cameraman, the sound technician, the designers, everyone. We want to say thank you very much for having kept us company. As I always say, kuonana kesho ni majali wake Mwenyezi Mungu. As we wind up this show, we want to do it with a tribute to the fallen hero, Mr. Robert Ouko, who brought glory to this country right from the 1974 Munich Olympic Games with the 4x400 meters. Let's watch that tribute, because the late Ouko is being laid down to rest this weekend. For us in studio, we want to say we condole with the family. Let's enjoy the tribute and see you next week.